Hello, my name is Fassio and welcome to my YouTube channel where I love to share my passion for creativity and knitting. Here I will show you how to make this little scarf looks that's very trendy, and I will show you with a step-by-step tutorial. You will also find the written instructions in between sections of the video, and here you can see it in a light blue and how it looks like. And it's a perfect project also to learn those stitches as slip, slip, knit together, as if you are a beginner, or if you are experienced knitter. It's a fun and quick project. It's worked flat, so you can use straight needles or circular needles, and I will be showing it by knitting continental with the thread on my left hand, but you can use any technique to make it. So it's fun and quick, and it's perfect for every level. So here it is, very nice. Now I will show you everything step by step. Okay, are you ready to cast on? I'm going to use this yarn Mysa. It's 100% alpaca, 50 grams for 150 meters, and I'm going to use these straight needles, 3.5 millimeter points, and they're long 23 centimeters, and they're perfect to work with straight needles with the continental technique on small projects, so with the thread in your left hand. Now we are going to start working in the project. Our scarf looks is worked from the point to the next point. So we are going to cast on 6 stitches to begin. Now we are going to make a slip knot. That is my first stitch on my needles, like this, and then I'm going to position my hands to make the long tail cast on. That's my favorite cast on method, and I'm going to use the thread of the ball on my index finger and the tail toward me. This is very useful, especially when we join in the round, but for now I'm going to suggest to use it all the time. I'm going to position my hands and work the first stitch like this. So I have 2 stitches. With the point of my needle I go in the loop, pick up the thread and work. So the 6 stitches. That is my cast on edge. At this point, I'm going to turn around, and my row 1 and 2 are knit rows. So I'm going to pick the thread from my index finger with the needle. I go through the loop and come out. So go in the loop, pick the thread and come out. And I'll do it on all my 6 stitches. Row 1 is finished. Now I'm ready to turn around, be on the wrong side of my project, and I'm going to knit again all the 6 stitches. So I go through the loop, pick the thread and come out. And so let's knit all the 6 stitches, and I've made the base of my point of the Lux Scarf. Now we are going to see the first increase, that is a yarn over, and it's in the center of the 6 stitches. So knit 3, yarn over, and I'll show you how to yarn over like this. So the thread is in the same direction of the knit stitches, and knit 3. At this point we turn around, and on the wrong side we are going to start to make the base for the stockinette section, and we have 3 stitches of garter stitch border. So knit 3, and then we are going to purl 1. Let's see how we purl. In order to have the thread in the same direction the needles, I suggest to purl like this. We can go up and pick the thread like this, or we can use our finger and come down. The important thing is that the thread goes from the right to the left, as you can see. Now let's purl and knit 3. The increases, since we want a gentle point, are made every 4 rows. So now we are going to do the first row of what will be the next section of all knit stitches. So you can see that we knit through all the stitches because we do not increase on the right side here. And then we turn around and knit 3. Okay, let's take the thread, knit 3, purl, and then knit 3. Now we will start row 7, that's an increase row, and our row will say knit 3, yarn over, knit to last 3 stitches, yarn over, knit 3. So let's see it together. Knit 3, yarn over, knit to last 3 stitches. In this case we only have 1 stitch, but that's okay, you will see it's going to go yarn over, knit 3. Now we turn around, we are on the wrong side, and we need to do row 8, knit 3, purl to last 3 stitches. So we are going to purl until we reach the last 3 stitches. Okay, and knit 3. Did you see we also purl open the yarn overs, so we have the nice lace. Okay, row 9 is all knit stitches because, as I said before, we increase every 4th row, so we knit all stitches, and then again the wrong side. So knit 3, purl to last 3 stitches, knit 3, and this is my row 10. Now you will find all the written instruction for this section, but you can see how it's starting to look like a point, and we have our nice yarn overs, and then we have the 4 rows that we have to repeat 7 more times in order to have 23 stitches. And here we are at the end of the point where we have 23 stitches, and we have all the yarn overs that are our increases. After the first one we have to repeat 7 more times, so we have 8 except the first one between the 3 stitches. So if we count them all, we see that we have made all the yarn over increases, and we have 23 stitches. Now we are ready to start the body of the scarf. In the first row that we call 1A, because in my instructions often I write restart row count. So we are going to restart from 1, but we call it 1A to distinguish it from the previous section. So we have to knit 3, knit 2 together, knit 2 stitches together, yarn over, and knit 2 together. So we are going to repeat this for 8 times. So knit 2 together, yarn over. So I take 2 stitches together, knit twice and work them together, and then yarn over. I repeat this for 8 times, and then I see that I have left 4 stitches, and I will knit all of them like this. Now I turn my project around and I'm on row 2A, and I will knit 3 and then purl to the last 3 stitches because I want to make the stockinette part of this section. So then you will find all the written instruction after the video section of this body repeat rows. So knit 3 for the last 3 stitches. We turn around and we are now on row 3A. This section is made of 6 rows, so we will look at them all together. So now you knit all stitches for row 3A, and when we get at the end, we are on row 4A. At this point, we want to make a quarter row, so we're going to knit on the wrong side all the knit stitches, because I wanted to create that movement in the stockinette lace part. So we are on the wrong side, and for A we are going to knit all the stitches. it will look now when we end the row. I will turn around my project and you will see how nice it looks. And it creates that little line of garter stitch that alternates with the yarn over knitted together row, and it looks really nice. See? So now we are on row 5/8, and we are going to knit all stitches because we want to create the next stockinette section before the knitted together yarn over row. And so when we have to turn around and knit on the wrong side the 6th A row, we are going to knit 3 and purl to the last 3 stitches. This will create the base of the 6 rows, 1A to 6A, that we have to repeat 21 times for the body section. So now you will find all the written details for these 6 rows. Okay, ready. Now we can see how it looks like after the point and the body section. Here I wanted to show you 2 different versions. This is the one with Mysa, with the Alpaca, and this one in the light blue. I worked it with 4 threads of my fin together. That's very thin. It's 500 grams per 1,500 meters. So I used 4 threads. So you can see this is the body section with the little garter and lace section, and here is the point where we are going to make the decreases. So here I wanted to show you a little thing. You know, here you can see that it's a little bit slanted, and I wanted it to look like this for on the neckline. Oh, here I have already ironed it. You can see there on the left that it's how the work looks like. Now, if we turn around, you see that my work is a little bit slanted. That is why we have made all rows with knit together yarn over. If we wanted it straight, we had to alternate the knit together yarn over repeats with a section on with slip knit, because so you have the 2 different directions of decreases that will make a straight line. But I liked this idea of a little bit slanted on the neckline when you use the scarf. So then the other thing, since we have this garter stitch border on 3 stitches, it might happen that it can fold like this when you wear it, and I like it because it looks like something very special and like a necklace that decorates our neck. So now let's see how we are going to make the last point to finish how our little scarf looks. Now we have 4 rows that we are going to repeat, and we are going to make decreases. So we have ended with the 21 repeats, and this is how our project looks like. So we are going to knit 3 stitches on the first row, and then you'll find everything written, so don't worry about it. The first decrease has to go to the left, so we are going to make a slip knit. So we are going to slip the first stitch, then slip the second stitch, and we will knit them together. Let's see, slip 1, slip 2, and then we go in the loops like this, and then we knit them together. So now we knit to the last 5 stitches because we have to make another decrease. So we knit to the last 5 stitches, and when we are there, we want to make another decrease, but this time our decrease has to go toward the right. So the perfect decrease is knit 2 together, and then we knit 3. Okay, as we did the increases every 4 rows, we are going to do the same thing here with the decreases. So on the first row, we are going to make decreases. We are going to make the stockinette stitch on the second, knit on the third, and again knit 3, purl to last 3 purl to the last 3 stitches on the 4th row. So now we are going, you will find everything written in details on the next section with the slide with the written instructions. And here we are, after repeating the 4 decrease rows, we end up with 9 stitches. And we have to remember to, after the last decrease, to make also the row 2, 3, and 4 to have a nice same slanted point, linear. So now we'll see how we finish the point. So we knit 3, and here we are going to slip 1 stitch, then we knit 2 together, and we pass the slipped stitch over the 2 knit together stitches, so over the stitch we have there, and then we knit 3. This is the last row, because here we are going to bind off stitches by knitting 2 stitches and then slip 1 over. So we do this by being careful to not have a too tight gauge or too loose, and we do it on all 6 stitches. And when we do the last one, we end up with 1 loop, so we cut the thread, and then we will need and we pull the thread through like this with our needle, and now we need a tapestry needle. I will show you a little trick, because this can happen that the last stitch is a little bit loose. So to make it nice and even, we can just thread the needle, and then we work through the loop underneath and through the stitch like this, and we pull gently in order to recreate the correct distance. If we want, we can do it again another time, or we just go in the back and go through like this. So in this way we create a really nice edge and clean and even. Now we are going to weave in our end, and especially with thin threads, I like it to do a couple of times like this, going through the loops in the back in order to fix well the thread. And let's do it one more time here, like this. And then at the end, especially with now I'm gonna thread again my needle. And with really thin threads, I like to make a final little knot to taste, to fix it well, and then when you block it, you will not see it. With thicker yarns, this will be a little more tricky, because you might see the knot, so you might decide what to do. So here it is, and our little scarf is ready to be blocked and wear. And here we are with our Lux Scarf, and I hope you want to make many different versions in many different colors to, wear it with all your different outfits and keep you warm in your neck. So if you have any questions or any comments, you can write below here in the comment section and I will answer you. And if you want, you can find me also on Instagram as Fassio, and see you at the next video tutorial.